Hey now, I'm Grant O'Brien, your host of the College Humor Podcast. And I've decided I'm going to steal Howard Stern's whole thing all day long. That's going to be my vibe today. Thank you all so much for watching us here on Dropout, where you can catch this early, or if you're a cheapskate, on CH2. You freeloaders are really getting a show today, but man, you missed a lot on Dropout, let me tell you. I am joined by some of my College Humor colleagues. Jess Ross.
Hi.
How are you today, Jess Ross?
I'm doing very good. I'm feeling great.
Hey now.
Hey now.
That's excellent. I'm joined by Michael Trapp.
Hello. You were so excited. You said before we started. You said I have an intro in my pocket ready to go, and it turned out to be just "Hey now." And at no point did you mention the name of the show.
Sure, I did. I said the College Humor Podcast.
All right, sure.
And I said, but also I want to pay tribute to the king of all media.
All right,
Howard Stern himself.
All right.
Look, if we're gonna do a show, we might as well emulate the best. Love Howard Stern. We'll always love Howard Stern. Honestly, turn this off. Go watch some Howard Stern right now.
We shouldn't have let you host.
We should really, this is kind of a waste of time. Howard Stern, you got years and years of archives. This is episode 2.
And it's aged so well.
Yeah, timeless entertainment.
I'm also joined by Frankie McLafferty. Hello,
Hi.
Frankie.
Hello, Grant. How are
Frankie,
you?
I'm fantastic, thank you. Hey now.
Great. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, great.
Frankie, you might not be as familiar to some of our viewers. You're a producer here at College Humor.
I sure am.
What is your favorite part about being on camera? Actually, no. I'm going to phrase that question a little differently. Do you like being on camera at all?
Yes and no. Yes, I like saving money. I don't have to pay anyone to be on camera if I'm on camera. In the moment, I like it, but then afterward, when I see myself on camera or I hear myself, it's like, this isn't great.
I want to clarify something that you just said for the viewers.
Oh, sorry.
When you're offered the opportunity to go on camera, you don't get so afraid that you go hire someone to do it instead of you. It's your job as a producer to hire actors to appear on screen with us.
Yes.
That's what you mean by I save some money.
Yes, I'm already fucking up. I can feel it. Are we allowed to swear on these?
I
guess we are now. Jesus.
Howard Stern swears all the time, and he's the best that's ever been at this.
Hey now.
Hey now.
But no, I do. I guess I do enjoy it. It sends me into a world of anxiety, but I enjoy it. It's
But it's more for you the feeling of like watching your performance afterwards.
Yes.
Versus like a stage frighty kind of thing.
Well, also like, because sometimes I'll have like a single line, and it's just kind of like a throwaway line, and then I'll deliver it, and the whole room. Well. But then
there are no small lines.
Yes. But then the whole room is silent afterward, and then they just have me do it again. It just that feeling of like, I'm fucking this up. I am ruining everything.
It's a very self-conscious thing.
Yeah.
I don't like listening or watching myself afterwards either, because I'm too pretty and my voice is too nice.
Yeah, it's painful.
When I first got this job, because we, as part of the process as writers, get to note some of the sketches. I was like, how much am I gonna have to like note my shitty acting? And I still give notes of like, hey, do we have a take when I did this better? I did a bad job in this take. Can we please use one when I'm better?
That's better. That like the experience that I was used to is sort of like, hey, is there a take that's less fat? like do we have a take where there's like, it's like I'm like 5 pounds lighter? Is that something that we have all around back there?
Can I have worn a different shirt the whole time we filmed this?
Hey, why did no one tell me my hair looked the craziest it's ever looked?
I'm worried that that's pointed at me right now. I was a little poofy before we started.
No, it's looking good.
Thank you.
Stop touching it.
Okay, did I?
You might have but now it looks like shit.
Oh no!
The hardest for me is the thumbnails, and then sometimes I'll ask for a new one, and I'm like, "Oh, this is just as ugly. I don't want to waste everybody's day and like keep going through these." So it just ends up being fine as is.
We filmed a sketch once. In the sketch Sad Boy House, I think, there was a photograph taken of me where I was giving the suck it symbol from
Awesome.
Yeah, no, great, Degeneration X.
Degeneration X.
And we were gonna Photoshop in an awesome entertainment system behind me. and I made a joke that day because I was wearing a tank top. I was playing a tank top guy. I made a joke that day to our director Ryan Martin. I was like, "Listen, when you're photoshopping, then you should pump up my arms a little bit too."
Oh my God.
And at the time, I'd sort of really been focusing on building mass. Right now, I'm trying to cut a little bit, so I'm doing a little bit more cardio.
Extremely interesting.
Cool.
But the picture came back, and I was like, "Oh, I kind of look great in that. Maybe that hard work's starting to pay off. My tank top days are all ahead of me." And I found out like a month later when I was talking about how good that picture is that Ryan had actually pumped up my arms. You can all go take a look at that sketch, and you can see my arms in it. They're pumped, and also, it's still nothing great. There's still nothing there's still just kind of regular arms.
Yeah.
I can't believe someone spent their day doing that.
I'm thrilled that they did. So,
and make no mistake, it was a full day's work to make sure that Grant's arms looked toned and strong and.
No, I've got some size.
Let's see them. This isn't a video podcast for nothing.
Those are.
Whoa.
You know who doesn't do that? Howard Stern. Maybe we are better than him. I bet he has. Actually, in the whole history of the Howard Stern show,
no.
I bet he has. How much am I allowed to say it? I don't know. I don't know if I can say Howard Stern this much, but I'm doing it.
I never woke up today thinking I'd talk about Howard Stern this much.
I wake up every morning hoping I talk about Howard Stern this much. Thank you all for joining us here on the College Humor Podcast. We have some games we're going to play. We're going to read through a rejected sketch, and we're going to take some Q&As from you, our loyal audience, and we're very happy to have them here. Hey now, yes, hey now.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I hate this.
No. They put me in charge.
I wish I could turn the channel.
They put me in charge of this show, and that was their mistake. And when I say they, I mean Mike Trapp. Here we go.
So this is like an hour. We're gonna sit here for an hour.
We're gonna
do this,
or more. Who knows how long I'm gonna go? I had a great week. I might monologue about it here a little later. So we have a game to play, and the game is the targeted ad game.
Yeah.
In front of you folks is a packet of targeted ads. Would you collect your packets right now, please? And while you collect those, let me tell the viewer what's going to happen. You're all citizens of the internet.
Gentlemen.
That's why you're here watching us.
Yeah.
As you browse the internet, big corporations are spying on you. Right now, while you watch this, big companies are watching, and all to sell you products. You all know what targeted ads are. I don't need to give that doomsday introduction of it. We asked these panelists to spend their week, if they noticed a good targeted ad, send it in. And now we're going to ask them to match the targeted ad with the cast member in front of them. Now, we're going to go one at a time. We're going to start with you, Frankie.
Oh, okay.
You don't have your ad. We took some time to... the producers just came in and told me that we're going to start with Jess because that will ensure that, Jess, you don't have your ad in front of you. That's the order that packet got put together in. Let me get my packet here in front of me as well. So, using what you know about your fellow panelists, I want you to take a look at these ads and decide who you think it belongs to. And keep in mind, the answer may be none of the above. Can we take a look at the first ad, please? That's up on screen now.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Now, if anyone happens to just be listening to this, this first ad is a sponsored Instagram post from That Santa Guy, and it's a picture of Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus taking a selfie with Ryan Seacrest.
Yes. The phone percentage is also at 89%, so I have to assume it's someone who keeps their phone well charged.
This can't be great.
I like that. I like that. You know what? This is good technique. This is using the whole buffalo.
I am. Well, it's someone who has Instagram. That Santa Guy. We have we have That Santa Guy with. I'm confused what the business is. I think is what's hurting me. It's Ryan Seacrest, Santa, and Mrs. Claus. They all look happy. Mrs. Claus and I had a terrific time at Ryan Seacrest's party this past weekend. So I'm guessing it's a Santa rental service, or this Santa you can rent him specifically?
I bet. Yeah, I think that's right. If it was the real Santa Claus, he'd have way more likes than that.
That is true.
You know,
yeah.
the real Santa's probably got like 20,000 followers.
At least.
I'm going to guess because Frankie is a producer and produces things, and maybe her computer and devices know that it is geared towards Frankie, because maybe she would rent a Santa for a video or for one of our parties.
To be clear, you're saying that Frankie is subjected to frequent Santa rental ads as part of her like day-to-day just sort of browsing through the internet experience.
I think all kinds of rentals.
Jess, you're correct.
Woo!
Yeah,
also because Grant tried to have Frankie guess this one, and producers ran in to say, please don't do that.
Well,
but I tried not to take that too much into consideration.
I tell you what's very valuable.
What do I win?
A good producer.
Aww.
Do you know any? Frankie, why do you think you got this ad?
I don't know. It almost infuriates me. I don't know what part of my like online presence tells them that I want this. I'm not really into Ryan Seacrest.
Is it Santa rental?
I don't know.
It's gotta be. Yeah, you gotta be able to rent that Santa guy.
Have you ever typed sexy Santa?
Ooh.
I mean, all the time, but that's not, he's not a sexy Santa.
Can I say, just on that really quickly,
Yeah.
right now there are a bunch of ads for some Netflix Christmas movie. Kurt Russell looks hot as hell as Santa.
yes.
He looks so
Kurt Russell looks
good.
really
Oh my
sexy.
God. I watched it.
Did you?
Purely to see
Finally,
Kurt
a
Russell.
sill.
I got that. And they kind of, it's pretty much they only made the movie for that exact reason.
Yeah,
So much in the movie is just like, hey, I'm not a fat, stupid Santa. I'm hot. And I'm like, you are Santa.
Does he like undo his shirt or what? How do they?
I mean,
Only in my
probably.
fan fiction.
The movie hasn't even come out yet. You're already.
It's that he drives some kind of fancy car. I don't know enough about cars, but one that's like low to the ground and red.
Yeah, hot as hell.
Now, and speaking of hot as hell, do you think that there's a potential that you got this ad because of Ryan Seacrest? You a big fan?
I love Ryan Seacrest. No, I don't know. Maybe it's like a celebrity. Like I look at celebrities pages and they're like, who's a bigger celebrity than Ryan?
Who's the last
Seacrest?
celebrity you looked at?
I did. I looked through the hashtag of Meghan Markle on Instagram for maybe 2 hours yesterday.
Well,
I was late to work because I
How is
you
she?
was late to work. Yes. There's a lot of. She's doing great. Still
Glowing?
pregnant. Yes. Oh my God.
God bless her.
Yeah, I love Meghan Markle. So maybe they assumed that they're in the same vein of.
hell, it's Christmas
American.
time. You don't need a good reason to have a Santa come up for you. Well, Jess, that's a point for you. Congratulations.
Wonderful.
Now, if we can take a look at the next targeted ad, this one's going to be for Mike Trapp.
This is Grant's.
Oh God.
This is a picture. So for our audience, this is a picture of a young lady riding a bird scooter on a sign, on a street sign,
Yes.
up against a beautiful sky. The text says, "Go safely on scooters. Did you know that traffic laws apply to people riding scooters? Stop at all stop signs and red, and that's the end of it."
Dot,
You would have to click through. Could be red anything. Trapp, who do you think this belongs
Also
to?
next to bird, it says skag, which I don't know what that is.
I'm going to say Southern California Attorney General. I don't know. You know, Southern California has its own Attorney General.
Yes.
Yeah, separate from the state. So I do think this is Grant's, but I guess I'll talk it out a little bit. The reason I think that it is yours, Grant, is that I know that you are a fan of multimodal transportation, and I know that you've spoken of it on several, and you've spoken of it enough that I feel like you probably visit traffic blogs, urban planning blogs. You're probably listening to podcasts that espouse the virtues of riding around on doofy little scooters that go and will defend them at any opportunity. And I think that any company worth their salt would have your number and say like, oh yeah, get this 8-foot tall giant on the smallest scooter he can and have him putter around Santa Monica. And
You are also very clumsy, so to do it safely, if you want it to do it.
You know, this could be anyone's targeted ad, but if it were mine, I'd point out that getting people out of their cars is frankly an emergency, and we simply must solve it.
Sure.
Yes, this is an ad targeted to me. I have never ridden a scooter for exactly the reason, Jess, that you say. I can't. The scooters, they just aren't for me. That is not.
Aw.
I think you're too big. You'd have too big of a fall.
I would.
Yeah.
I'd break a hip. I'd need my life alert bracelet to help me if I was ever on a scooter. But
you need the bracelet because no one would help you. You'd have to call for help. People would see you on the ground. And it's like,
well, what if I'm riding in my house? What if I'm using it to get from my bed out into my kitchen? But
I get my warm milk in my kitchen.
I am pro scooter though.
Yeah.
And look, I'm as annoyed by everybody sitting behind one of the rental scooters. If you don't live in a big urban area, it's very popular right now to have like rent by the minute scooters to get around neighborhoods. I hate sitting in traffic behind a scooter. I think people look like idiots on them. However, we have to get people out of their cars. It is an emergency. Certainly in the city of LA, I mean, multimodal streets. Trapp, you said it right there. Multimodal streets. We gotta have bike lanes.
it's like I've heard you say this before.
Stop yelling at us.
Well, Frank,
We
you're
all
the one
scooted
stopping
here.
there being dedicated bus lanes on Santa Monica.
Yeah. Oh God. Is it my turn now?
That is a point for Mike Trapp.
This is something that Frankie had sort of alluded to, but I'll get annoyed by targeted ads sometimes because it'll be like, what is it? Why do you think me? What is it about me that you think like that I need this or I want this? What did I do wrong? All my ads are sad.
I don't feel that way. All my ads get me pretty close to it. It's like, oh, he rides scooters and he thinks his hair is falling out. Let's get him, some hair pills and some dick pills, and that's what we can get him.
For a little while, there was an ad. It was like one of those boxes with like stuff in it. What's the like a
brand we're not supposed to say.
Yeah, exactly. One of those. Yeah, and but it was for single women to like treat yourself the way your boyfriend should, be your own boyfriend.
God.
And it kept coming up, and I kept like marking it like offensive.
I do not wish to see this box.
Yes.
Please stop showing
Frankie,
me box of
I
boyfriend.
coming after me.
I will order you that box.
Please don't.
I know what they think single women need.
I
it
have
was
one
socks?
insulting one, but it might be in here, so I'll wait.
Okay.
I'll wait
Yeah.
to share until after the fact.
All right. Well, on that note, let's take a look at the third ad if we can. And this is going to go to Frankie.
Great.
So if you are listening to this on screen, you're seeing an ad for Hunt-A-Killer.
Yeah.
Well, Grant's gonna be laughing for the next 5 minutes. So
I'm gonna look peek behind the curtain. The producers helped me put this together. I hadn't flipped through this yet, so I hadn't seen all these.
Great.
Thank you, Bridget. Bridget helped me with that.
I guess it's not Grant's.
So this is. Oh right. Oh, maybe this is mine. This is maybe. Mine.
Maybe. Who knows? Jeez, it could be yours.
Remember. Okay, so. The text of the ad says, "Couples who hunt serial killers together stay together." The picture is someone going into a mailbox.
Yeah.
And below that is the text is, "This date night, hunt a serial killer together." And that's all the information that we have.
All right.
Frankie,
Great.
use your powers as a detective, I suppose, to figure out who this belongs to.
Okay, so I can cross you off the list. It's clearly not yours.
No,
not
it's mine.
It's someone in a relationship. Which
Remember,
does not narrow
none
it
of the
down
above
anymore.
is an option.
Okay, great, awesome. Because they say couples who hunt people together. So it's someone that has their relationship listed on Facebook. Yes.
Hey now.
Yes. Oh, I hate this so much. Okay, they tend to, like the true crime thing, they go after women with that.
I like that you're doing like a God, what is the why not Hannibal? Hannibal was Hannibal the show?
I don't know what you're about to say. That was a show.
Yeah. But like you're doing the thing from there. It's like I'm getting in the mind of the killer here. Who would have the hunt a killer box? This person is probably. He's painting a profile of them.
I will say, right or wrong, you should get Hunt a Killer because I think you'd be really good at it.
Thank you. I don't have a significant other to stay together with if we hunt a killer together. So
I got a box for you, though.
It could be my boyfriend.
You and your box can go hunt a killer together.
Oh, God. I'm going to, you know what? I'm going to say no one's. This isn't anyone's.
It's Jess Ross's.
Oh, baby, it was me.
I was so
Hunt a
close.
killer.
Jess. Frankie drops her coffee cup and shatters on the ground. Jess was Hunt a Killer all along.
Jess, please, God, tell me you clicked on the ad so you know more about this.
I didn't, but Bridget did because I sent her all this stuff, and Bridget was like, "I am so into that one."
Bridget is producing this podcast right now.
It's like a mail to you kind of box, but it is like a killer has sent you stuff. Like if the Zodiac killer were to send the newspaper something, and then you decode it.
Oh,
so it's kind of like
that's fun. I thought they'd send you like.
We can have fun with murder.
I thought for sure it was going to be cold case files.
Like some old policeman sent you some stuff. It's like we couldn't figure this out.
I think it's like an escape roomy kind of.
Yeah,
like,
and I have gone.
But with the added little layer of like maybe someone's trying to kill you.
I have gone to escape the room, so maybe that's why. Maybe my computer knows that. It's just weird because I'm rarely on any social media. I really only go on Facebook because my mom likes Facebook Messenger, so that's how we talk.
Same.
So that she won't get off it. She was like, "Did you
Facebook's
look at
the coolest
your Facebook
platform.
message today?" I was like, "I'm not on it."
Don't do that.
Yeah, but it was interesting you said they gear it towards women because I'm a woman and I'm in a relationship with a woman, so then it's like double women.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do this together.
I was keeping a little quiet because I knew this wasn't my ad, but I also know that they have advertised to me before. So I was like, I'm going to keep a little quiet and see if we can throw it off.
But I personally don't like
Hunt a Killer,
crime shows.
doing buckshot.
Yeah.
I like puzzles. I don't like crime shows. I don't think it's entertaining.
Do
when
any of you?
someone's buried in a backyard.
I love them.
What's the appeal?
I don't know. I think it's just like a puzzle that you think you can solve it, but I don't know. It's just.
Well, that's fine. You don't have to know.
I did
Stop
like
questioning
Mindhunter. Did anybody watch that?
I love Mindhunter. That
was
great.
good.
Yeah.
I didn't see that. But
the one I got, the copy was, what if a serial killer sent you a letter every month? And I was like, bad. No, not good. Bad time.
I wouldn't like it.
What if indeed?
Speaking of things you wouldn't like, Jess, it's your turn again.
Woohoo!
Oh, wow.
So this is an ad for an Amazon product. They are MPOW kids headphones with 85 dB decibels.
You got it.
Volume limited to not hurt a kid's hearing. They're $13.99. They have 4.5 stars with 381 views. Ratings. I don't know. Those sound like pretty good headphones to me. There's a picture of a little panda bear on the side.
Adorable.
Jess, who do you think this ad is targeted to?
I don't think it is targeted to anybody here.
Why not?
Because none of us have children, and this looks like it's a product for a child.
Oh,
And
it's kids headphones, right? Yeah, right there.
And I think no one seems like a big audiophile.
This is what audiophiles you. You get the best sound quality from these little panda headphones.
This is the same. Barry Gordy has these headphoons.
You think you know your music, and then you listen to your music through these, and it's like, oh, the levels.
If anything, I would think this was Reika's.
It's got a Reika vibe.
It's very cute.
Yeah.
Why Reikas?
Because Reika likes little animals.
There's like a panda on the side.
Yeah.
Jess, this ad was targeted at Mike Trapp.
Oh, wow.
Trapp, explain yourself.
I wish I could. I
yourself.
included this because as I was looking through stuff. I was like, oh, we'll go to Amazon because like there'll be stuff on there from stuff I purchased recently. And I saw this. I was like, I have absolutely no idea what I purchased to make them think that this is what I wanted. And I was even trying to think because it's like, well, it was Thanksgiving wasn't too long ago. I saw my niece when I was there. I was looking for gifts and things, but I don't think I was looking on Amazon for those gifts. I don't think I was looking online at all. Like I was going to brick and mortar stores. So I was like, what on earth was I looking for? And the only thing I could think of is I moved recently, so I was looking for a lot of sort of like kind of general
Blocks, Legos.
yeah, things that I can prepare my home with, like there's a wall falling down, so I need a good Lego set to make sure that I can build it right back up. But no, like just things like contact paper and stuff for like lining. It's like, are these like crafty things? Are these going like under some kind of crafts label? I have no idea why this is here.
They're nice headphones and they protect
Yeah.
people's hearing. So,
And I honestly got them because they look so nice, and let me tell you, the sound quality,
oh man,
it's amazing.
I should've
Go right in the
known.
studio with those.
I listened to the White Album on this, and oh baby.
Damn.
Well,
I
Jess,
hate
no
losing.
points for you. No points for you. But let's take a look at the next targeted ad.
Ooh, baby.
This
mine?
one's going to go to Mike Trapp. That's right. This is an Instagram ad from the company Homesick. It is a Las Vegas candle.
Yes. Okay.
What is that?
I'm gonna drive here.
Yeah.
What does the so this is a company that makes candles that smell like your hometown. If you miss it, no one here is from Las Vegas, as far as I know. But I will say there we're a couple. If you look at the bottom, if you look at the dots for the Instagram images,
Right.
we're a couple images deep on there. There could have been some other candles here.
Now that's a
and
good
then
point.
They started moving through.
Okay.
So this could have just been someone who was getting homesick candles marketed at them in general.
This
And
hunter
then-
killer
this
that you're
hunter killer.
doing for this candle is really
Yes,
working
yes.
out.
I'll also say this is an AT&T phone at 92%, which is
Wow.
also where that Santa guy was being targeted. So I'm going to say that this is another Frankie McLafferty joint.
Wow.
Yeah, no,
Trapp.
yeah,
That is a targeted ad at Frankie.
Yeah.
Look at that detective work. That is fantastic. Frankie,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Aside from the ad, I thought we were all getting our targeted ads from Instagram. I didn't realize it was across the
internet.
The
platform.
whole internet.
So,
The internet's like 5 websites now, so
Yeah.
you could have gone to any of the other 4.
I really gave myself away on this one. Yeah, I'm not often homesick in general, but
Where are you from?
I'm from Santa Barbara, California.
I knew that, but I wanted
Yeah.
to get it out there for the.
It's great. But
I also knew that, for the record.
great.
I knew it.
Yeah. We're all good
Speak about it
friends.
often,
We're all
yes,
good friends.
Yes. But the first one wasn't even that. It was Seattle. And then the next one was like Denver.
Was
And
Santa
then-
Barbara in the mix at all?
No, not at all. I chose Las Vegas because that's
not big
fucking
enough a
insane to
city.
me. Yeah.
What do you think it smells like?
Oh, I don't know. Just like old
Pussy and
beer.
ashtrays. And tears.
Yeah.
The smell that pennies have, that sort of like metallic smell.
You suppose Seattle smelled like tossed salad and scrambled eggs?
Oh, God.
Fuck out.
I'm
like a
listening.
tree.
I could have also done that. I didn't have to go with Howard Stern. I could have gone with Fraser Crane.
Yeah.
Both references that are hot with our audience. I am from Columbus, Ohio. I would love to know what someone thinks that smells
Yeah.
like.
What do you think it smells like? Let's all say
Columbus?
what our hometown smells like.
Columbus is in the Midwest, and like a Midwestern accent, it by design smells like nothing at all. It is devoid of any defining characteristic at all.
Okay.
I don't agree with that.
You spent some time in Ohio.
I did, but I more just disagree with the sentiment that the Midwestern accent is devoid of any defining thing, or that the Midwest in general. I've heard people say this before, but the Midwest is crazy.
Oh, the Midwest is
Insane.
honestly maybe one of the strongest cultures in like the lower 48 right now. Fucking Jello and Cool Whip and goddamn everything. I make a pie with Jello and Cool Whip, and I took it to a Friendsgiving, and I said like, no one ate the pie. And I was talking to my mom. She was like, why not? I made it as a joke, and I'm like, but it's delicious. Oh no, the Midwest is like the South if you ruined it somehow. It's like if you took everything fun out of the South and just put it in the cold.
What other parts of America can we just shit on right
I'll
now?
fucking roast it. Yeah, name one. I'll roast it right now. What's your
The Pacific Northwest.
Pacific Northwest is so far up its own ass. Oh my God, the Pacific Northwest is higher on itself than any part of the country I've ever seen.
Do Rhode Island.
I do Rhode Island. I mean, I would, but the mafia's already had its way with it, so I don't think I can do too much more.
I don't know if that's accurate.
Yeah, and Providence. All right.
Great.
Well, there's one.
I wasn't
more.
disagreeing with you. I just I don't know enough about Rhode Island to know whether or not that's
It's the
accurate.
mafia. So, Mike Trapp, you're currently in the lead.
Ooh.
And at this point, no one can catch you.
No.
But let's do one more round anyway. What the hell? Frankie, let's take a look at this last targeted ad. This is an ad for something called Upright.
Oh, God.
The quote says, "When I started, I was slouching 40% of the day, and now I'm at 16%!" Exclamation point. From Danielle, from Danielle, a yoga instructor.
What's her last name?
Radulski.
Decibels.
Get a head start on holiday shopping. Gift good posture to your friends and loved ones now. What an awful gift! If anyone dares give me a posture alarm for Christmas, they're going to get a smack in the face.
The thing about things like this too, if I ever see someone talking about, if like someone's talking about posture, if someone's like, I can't help but immediately go like,
I did it.
I just straightened up.
Quickly.
We fucked the shots. Like none of us are in frame anymore because we just straightened up.
off at the top. And or like people talking about like dentistry, like I immediately have to like lick my teeth. Talking about teeth, it's like, oh yeah, how are my teeth doing? Okay, great, good.
Frankie, who do you think this ad was targeted toward?
Oh boy. Well, it has a woman in the ad, so I feel like it was targeted towards a woman.
Wow, it's 2018.
Wow.
Maybe 2019 when you're watching this. I
who
don't know.
knows?
We don't know. Wow, it's 2014, Frankie. Is that really how you're going to do this? We recorded a while ago.
I'm gonna say, I don't like this at all. I'm gonna say it's targeted to no one again, because that hasn't come up yet. That has been an option, right?
It has not. It
Yeah.
has not yet.
Yeah.
All right, sure. I see how
So-
you're doing.
I guessed it last time. Gonna guess it again.
Sure. Well, this belongs to Jess. And I have to say something to you. I have to be clear.
Wait. Can I guess what you're about to say?
Yes.
That you didn't actually put any none of the above in here. You were too lazy to, and at the last minute you realized like, oh, this is going to give away the game, and so we should just tell them that there's none of the above.
It wasn't because I was lazy. It's because I didn't think of it until too late. No, there were none of the above options. I just said that so people couldn't use process of elimination. Jess, this was targeted to you.
Yeah.
It was targeted towards me.
Why do you think that was?
Well, I have purchased something to try to help my posture.
That would do it.
All right, well,
It
great.
wasn't like this rock.
Yeah.
It was like kind of a like reverse harness bra that just like X's in the back, and you're just like this
Like a
all
corset?
day.
This
Kind of, but it's just so uncomfortable, and it like just makes all my fat rolls go all over the place, and I don't know. But you gotta sit up straight.
Yeah.
It's like cancer if you're not doing it.
Sure, sitting's the new smoking.
Yeah.
This product looks like something you would like center a Black Mirror episode
Yes,
around.
yes.
Like it's a little too sleek
Yeah.
and weird, and looks like the kind of thing where it's like, oh sure, it'll improve your posture, but will little tiny spider robot legs jam into your spine? Sure. Will it control you? Absolutely. But look, small little robot spider legs jammed into your spine is a small price to pay for perfect posture.
Jess, since you are a customer, would you purchase something like this?
No, I've given up. I'm just going to roll into a ball and die.
It is like cancer. I've heard that somewhere.
It's called sonicking.
And then collect all the coins until I'm dead.
Well, that
this
means-
wasn't the insulting one. The insulting one, I always get ones for small-chested women. And I don't know how it knows I'm small-chested, besides maybe my pictures. I don't know how advanced this technology is. I remember before people were even talking about this, and I was like, why am I getting all these ads for little titty women? They just know.
I get
It's
ads.
equal to Little Women.
I would love that. Oh my God.
I really screwed up my targeted adding because, like, I got a one once for like super gay little underwear. And of course I clicked on that. And now anytime I see one, I click on one because I want to know more about the models. I've never bought underwear off the internet, but I click on it every time it comes up.
When I was on a sketch team at the UCB, I would buy a bunch of props on Amazon, and my Amazon account was a fucking mess forever because it was just like I need about 5 bags of rubber snakes, a bright yellow male G-string, and a stuffed koala, and just like, we looked at your purchases and we think you're a real twisted freak. here's some shit a little monster like you might like.
Well, that means Mike Trapp is our winner. Congratulations to you, sir.
Thank you.
You win nothing, and you will receive no praise from me.
Very good.
What a show.
That's right. Hey now. But for our next segment, we are going to read a sketch that sadly collegehumor.com will not make. This sketch was written by Jess Ross. Jess, do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
I would love to. So I wrote an enchanting sketch called Little Shop of Ass Eaters. It is a parody of the Little Shop of Horrors musical, only instead the plant wants to eat ass. It's some of my finest work. I wrote it for Mod Night at UCBLA, and it did really well. I have people on my team who are very good, like singers and dancers, and I was like, oh my God, this is going to be a hit. I'm going to bring it in the room. Everyone's going to love it. And then I bring it in, and I'm told that it's pornography.
I mean, there's an ass-eating scene in it.
With a puppet. So it's a little piece of felt licking a butt that maybe you would never see. I mean, we got to be a bit more creative, I think.
Now we're kind of giving away the game here. We're gonna read through the sketch for you, our loyal audience. In front of everyone is a packet, and we'll all have to lean away from our microphones to get them. So there'll be a quick moment of silence.
No, good radio. This is good radio. This is good.
This is good. People like listening to this.
Hey now. Hey now.
Oh, God.
God damn it.
Jess, do you want to cast this?
Sure. I'll be Audrey. I apologize for my singing voice now. Grant, if you will be Seymour. Trapp, if you'll be the ass-eating plant.
Thank you.
And Frankie, would you mind reading stage?
I would love nothing more.
You know, and if
Truly
there's a typo,
terrified.
just make me look good.
I forgot there was singing in this sketch.
Yeah.
There is singing.
Yeah.
La 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 la.
You know what? I was in
relief.
Little Shop of Horrors, so this is perfect. I played the dentist. That was great.
Interior flower shop night. Kat and Grant. Closing shop. Raph, Audrey too, is motionless in the middle of the room.
Oh, Seymour, I'm so proud of you. You and your plan have made Mr. Mushnick's shop so successful. How'd you do it?
Well, Audrey, there's something I got to tell you about my plant.
What is it, Seymour?
My plant. It's not like other plants.
Of course it's not. That's why it's so special.
No, Audrey, this plant, it eats...
It eats what, Seymour?
It eats... I eat ass, baby!
You can talk? Wait, what did you just say?
I said I eat ass, baby!
Seymour, I don't understand what's going on. Like, it eats human flesh?
No, Audrey, it licks assholes!
But why?
They don't have stomachs on his planet. He's fueled by orgasms.
And because it's incredibly sexually satisfying for all parties. Nom nom nom.
But how?
I just take my leaves, push them cheeks apart, and then ding ding ding, it's dinner time, baby.
Seymour, whose ass has he been eating?
Mine.
Kat gasps.
Well, It started with mine. I thought I could control it, but then things got out of hand. So I started bringing people here.
For me to eat their asses. Good. Speaking of, I'm getting hungry, and your friend Audrey is looking pretty tasty.
Hey, you leave her alone.
Actually, I don't know. I mean, it sounds kind of interesting.
Really? You want my plant to eat your ass?
I mean, if he's hungry, and I'm not really doing anything else right now.
All right, come on, baby.
Audrey bends over, lifting her skirt in the back. Plant, giant puppet tongue, starts licking her ass. She loves it.
Okay, well, thanks for doing this, Audrey. It means a lot.
Yeah, sure. Don't stop.
Sacrificing yourself for me and my plant.
Right, yeah, sacrifice. Oh, yeah.
And I just want you to know, suddenly Seymour is standing beside you. So, oh, wait, this is a different part of the song. Sweet understanding, Seymour's your friend.
Nobody's ever eaten my butthole. Maybe by mistake once, but I'm not sure. I'd meet a man and I'd say, hey, no butt stuff. He'd say, that's a bummer, but okay, sure.
Suddenly this plant is standing behind me. He's eating my asshole, and damn it feels good. Suddenly this plant is here to provide me sweet ass orgasm. This plant's my friend.
I'm full.
The end. I have one question right off the bat. What did he get full of?
Full of eating butt.
Okay, that's fair. Sure.
Makes sense, yeah.
I'm usually still hungry after I eat butt.
Now, to circle back on the original point, I stand by my original assessment that if you were to make a porn parody of Little Shop of Horrors, it wouldn't be that dissimilar from this. And things that you can do on stage, like you can have like a puppet and sort of be like miming sex and kind of get away with it. I feel like on video, the level of suspension of disbelief is just like a little bit different. Oh no! That's not having any of this.
Yeah, Jess, why should we make this sketch?
Yeah.
Why should we make it? Because it's funny.
It is very funny. This is a very funny sketch.
I just love it. I think it's so fun and so silly. I understand that maybe there would be a porn parody of it, but I just think it's just so silly. I don't think there's any way that someone would think it was a porn. And I think there's a way to shoot it and do it that it doesn't feel. Frankie.
Yeah.
Back up, girl.
Yeah, Frankie, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I just imagine myself sending this off to legal and getting the email back of
That they're too horny.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we can't make this. We're far too horny.
Our lawyers are from 1900.
It's very funny. I just don't.
My God, I feel like I'm on Shark Tank. No one's gonna invest.
I'm just. I'm just so glad I didn't have to make it.
Now I want to. I'll tell you this story, and it's about our wussy audience. We had a sketch get taken off YouTube once.
Yes.
Because I fucked a sandwich in it.
Yes.
Written by Mike Trapp, by the way, not written by myself.
Yes,
but I fucked that sandwich very realistically. Now. It was probably the realism that did it, and I would say in the sketch's favor, this is probably not. I don't know if we have that sketch available on Dropout, but we should. I finger the sandwich. I make that sandwich feel good. I will say, sex stuff doesn't play sometimes with our audience. If you, our audience, would like to see more sex stuff, please comment down below.
Well, this is the second highly sexual sketch that we featured in this segment of Rejected Sketch Theater here. The other was, of course, Katie's This Is a Turkey I'd Like to Fuck.
Oh, did we do that?
We talked about that
last
time.
Man.
Which was another...
Love that sketch.
Another one, which is like the other thing I mean, I guess the performers on your mod team did it already, but it does also mean that like you are telling your coworkers like, hey, you're gonna have to mime out eating ass for a significant portion. And
I think, Grant, wouldn't mind.
I don't think Grant would mind.
I wouldn't mind.
I know Kat wouldn't mind. And Raph would be eating booty. So let's call the whole thing off.
I might also question how much in the zeitgeist Little Shop of Horrors is these days.
Every high
classic-
school in
a classic that
America,
it is.
if your high school didn't do Little Shop of Horrors, you got to go back and demand a better education because
We
that
had
is
20 doo-wop girls just so everyone could be in it. We really did.
No, but that is part of the reason why so many high schools do Little Shop of Horrors is because there's so many different roles and so many different things people can do.
I played the dentist, and in the dentist track, there are a whole bunch of other parts the dentist is supposed to play, and I didn't get to just because it was important that everybody gets to play. I'd have been fucking great in that song when you come in as like the agent and stuff, skip snip.
Grant, you got to be one of the 3-4 big characters in it. What do you mean you want to be the agent Skip Snip?
I would do a good job. I'd do a very good
You should
job.
play all the roles.
Yeah, I do. Frankly, I think I'd be a good Seymour too. Maybe I can do both. And the
my
plant.
God.
Now, did you know in the original ending of this sketch, the plants actually take over the world and they eat everyone's ass?
Yeah, I did hear that.
Is
Well,
do you
maybe
think-
it is porn, but that doesn't bother me about it. I think we should still do it.
I'm pro porn. I think I'm on record as that. I think that's bye bye Tumblr.
If there's two things that Grant is in favor of, it's porn and multimodal streets. And if you can only combine the two.
It's an emergency that we got to get people out of their cars
and into our beds.
For starters, they've got to get out of my dreams and into my car. If nothing else, like let's start there. We can all agree on that. Jess, I love this sketch. Thank you so much for sharing it
Thank
with
you,
our
everyone,
audience.
for reading it.
I'm sorry I said I am glad we didn't make it.
It's okay. I want everyone to be honest, but also everyone's wrong.
I think it's a
That's true.
delight to read.
Yes.
I think it's a delight
Yes.
to be able to share with our audience. If it were a bad sketch, we wouldn't even have it in here. I think it just presents certain challenges.
Yes.
Well, I hope someday our nation is ready for a sketch like this.
It's 2014.
It's 2014, and women have the right to vote.
That's right. Well, now, speaking of our audience, we have some Q&As. Thank you, Bridget. That was Bridget's hand, everybody.
Ooh, special guest Bridget's hand. Hopefully recurring character.
Yeah, here's a good one that actually I'm glad we have Frankie here for. How long does it take for a sketch to go from idea to video, and what's that process like? Which I guess we'll start with the writers to talk through that part of the process, and then get into production.
Okay.
I was just about to ask the worst question for a comedian. Where do you guys get your ideas? But when you have an idea, what happens then at College Humor? I know the answer, but
We understand how
you see it.
Sure, yeah.
I know how this works, but I'm being the voice of you, the audience. Hey now.
So if you when one of us has an idea, we'll bring it into the pitch meeting, talk it out. Head writer will assign the one or two that seem like the most promising.
Usually come in with like 6 or 7 ideas to offer to the head writer and the rest of the room, and we kick it around.
Usually 3 of those are legitimately like honest, good ideas, and then the other 3 are like, here's something, I don't know what this is.
How dare you? And never in my whole tenure here.
And like, I gotta hit a deadline. Maybe this is an idea. Here's something that happened to me.
What if that Santa guy was a sketch?
All right, is this something? And then it's only a week from pitching the idea to going through 2 drafts of it. Write a draft, review it, and then by the same time next week you have a second draft of it, which is usually the make it or not point, the point at which we say like this is good enough to make with maybe a couple of tweaks, or we're just not going to do this one. And then it goes into Frankie's.
Then it's
capable
onto me.
hands.
This part is the most boring. Then I choose which, because we have to shoot 2 sketches in a day. So I choose which 2 should go well together. So, for example, if we made this one, which again,
what would you pair Little Shop of Ass with?
Oh God,
Like a fine wine.
Yes. Like something like easy, like a talky sort of like. There's 2 people. They're at their desk and they're chatting about whatever.
Your biggest resource.
Yes.
Oh, Christ, I hate the way I'm going to talk for this already.
Do it.
Your biggest resource.
You weren't hating it at Hey Now?
Yeah.
I love
this
Hey Now.
whole time has been fine.
Your biggest resource on a shoot day is time.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Because you've got 12 hours to get 2 sketches shot, and
Yeah.
it costs a lot of money to go over that 12 hours.
Yeah.
So you want to find something that like you were saying, you want to find a simple sketch because this would be a complicated sketch.
Yes. Yeah, so I would pair them up, and then we have a pre-production meeting where we meet with the director, the producer, the writers, some post-production people, and we talk about it, and we decide what we're going to do and, how it's going to go down, and then...
So let's say this sketch was going to be made. What questions would you ask Jess as the writer that you would need answered as the producer?
Why? Like truly, oh God, I don't want to imagine that pre-production meeting. I guess like how much of the ass will we see? What, is there like a song and dance number?
Do we need to compose a song?
Yes. Do we need puppets of other plants? Because that's part of it, right? It's been a while since I've seen it. Do we need a choreographer? Like, this is giving me such anxiety just talking about it.
Oh, no.
It's just.
Let's say the answer to those questions is yes. What do you then go do?
I go quit. No, then I would reach out to a choreographer, costumer. We don't usually do that because we have no money. So we usually just have like a DP, some camera people, a sound guy, art occasionally if we're feeling crazy, and we just kind of go from that. So it's usually a very bare bones crew. But I reach out to them and I see if they're available, and they agree to do it. This is so boring. Continue.
It's not boring at all. I think
No,
it's
it's
so
not. No, it's
cool,
not.
and I think it's cool that people get to see and hear you talking about it because you're someone that does it and you do
Thank
it
you.
incredibly.
No.
I think
And someone might be watching and want to be a producer just
Oh
like
God,
you.
don't do it.
Yeah, how
Don't
did you
do
get
it.
into producing?
I truly just, so I started here as an intern, and then I became the office PA because the office PA quit, and then I just kept, the jobs kept opening up above me, and I kept tricking people into thinking that they should promote. Like, I truly just was in the right place at the right time over and over again.
Now, as a producer,
Yes.
Frankie's too modest.
No, I'm...
Frankie's very good at producing.
No.
Is it
Go on.
true that under certain circumstances you stand to make more money with a flop than with a hit?
Oh, I love all the
yeah.
musicals in the show. This is such a good podcast.
I
fucking thrilled.
This is everything I hate. Sorry, I'm
You don't
so
have to
sorry.
actually answer that.
No, and I'm not going to. But yeah, so
If
that's.
you wanted to sing, you could.
I will not. But
I will say one thing that
yes.
you mentioned that I think surprises a lot of people if they're not in a production or haven't done any kind of production is, Grant, you had mentioned that like, oh, we have to shoot these 2 sketches in 12 hours, which I think to an average person who is not familiar with any kind of video production sounds like an insane amount of time to take 12 hours to produce 2 videos that are going to run 3 to 5 minutes, you know? And I don't really know what else to say to that. It's just that it does, in fact, take that long if you're
I think
doing
the
it right.
average of filming is about like an hour per minute or something like that, or 50 seconds per hour.
I don't
No,
know.
50,
I don't.
20 seconds
know.
or 30 seconds.
I know
per
that
hour.
we shoot what is like an insane rate for most
Yes,
people. I think
yes.
like a typical, like if you were doing like a big Hollywood movie kind of thing, it would be like, oh, you're going to do 3 pages a day.
Yeah.
So that would
Those
be,
are big days too. Like
Yeah.
a lot of days you're doing like
Yeah.
3/4 of a page.
Yeah.
Pages are generally how you
Yeah.
measure the amount of time.
yeah. So that would be
In a
3
movie.
pages in 12 hours. We're usually doing like 6 to 10
Yes.
pages
Yes.
in 12 hours.
Yes. Yeah, and it's a lot. It's a lot that we do. I like my job. I need to clarify that. I like what I do.
You do it so
But a
well.
lot is on your
Okay.
shoulders. If we're only in a sketch, filming a sketch a week, or you are doing pretty much all of them. Your hands are always in something, as opposed to us. I mean, we're always working on different projects,
Yeah,
but every
yeah.
video that you see online,
Most,
Frankie
I mean,
has had a hand
Bridget
in.
and Bridget's hand do some of them too. Shane,
We've seen.
yeah. So it's just a lot of like I truly feel like a mom. Like my job is to be a mom to so I have to make sure that everyone is dressed well.
You
Like
do?
they're fed.
When I come in, you do say like, well, grab yourself some breakfast.
Yes.
And why are your clothes inside out?
Thanks, Frankie.
If someone's like throwing a ball around, I start to freak out, like truly. And
If we're ever near stairs or
Yes.
put our fingers in electrical sockets.
Jess, what is this thing? You have to build an ass-eating plant by tomorrow?
yeah.
Well, why didn't you tell me about this sooner? You got deadlines to meet.
Jessica, no. I said no more ass eating. But yeah, so I think that my job is to be a mom.
Great.
Kind of, yeah.
And so from there, once
Yeah.
we've shot the sketch, then it goes to our post-production department,
Yes.
Where the editors will cut the footage. And if we need any sort of VFX, then that goes to our VFX people. Right now, our people are TJ, but they get material from everybody that they've got to cut down. So that the amount of time this takes is very fluid depending on the needs of the sketch. So the answer to that question will really be
Was 7.
I don't know.
Yeah.
1 month.
How long does it take? Meh, could be
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
This is a fun one. What would you guys be doing if you didn't work at College Humor?
Is this? This is annoying. I'm trying to like wrap my head around the question of like, what would I be doing if I decided not to go into comedy, or if this had turned out to be a huge disaster? Because I think those are like two different points in my life, right?
Yeah.
Like, 'cause,
Fair.
like, one, because
I think a different career.
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
because I mean, the answer would be like, I don't know, applying for other writing jobs. I'd be trying.
well, like because like I went to college like for sure going like I'm gonna be doing I wanted to do like biomedical research was sort of like that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doing that kind of stuff. And so if I had stuck to that, that would be a very different plan. But if we go from the point where
Be
like
the funniest guy at Johns Hopkins.
yeah, it's like hey, look at me, I'm making his stomach talk. I cut him open and now it's a mouth. Whoa. But if we go from the point where after I was like, well, you know what? I think I'm going to give this a go, and did not have a major in chemistry or biology or anything like that, and had already like gone out in the world, and then things didn't work out. That is, I think, is a trickier question of like, well, I already put my eggs in this comedy basket, and it didn't work. Then what would I be doing? Probably advertising. It's like like a very like it's like an adjacent thing to like doing the kind of writing you'd be doing, but just a less satisfying one.
Sure. Jess, how about you? Was there a road not taken?
Well, growing up, I wanted to be an astronaut, but that didn't happen. I was really into space and science, but I realized that I get motion sickness very easily, so I would have never made it through the training. Although I think I'm the right height, 5'10". I think you're supposed to be to be an astronaut.
Being an astronaut's crazy.
Well, I'm not one. Get off my back.
No. I mean, like with things like that, because like it's not just like you could be like it's like wow, you are the you're the smartest engineer we've ever had. You're a survivalist, like you know how to like get by.
Yeah.
And it's like. Yeah, you're 4 feet tall. You can't do it. You know, it's like, well, whoops. I guess there goes that dream.
I mean,
you're
I feel
colorblind.
like you
Never
kind
mind.
of have to have like a crazy like cowboy personality,
Yeah.
plus
Yeah.
be a scientist, plus like you have to be a little bit of everything to be an
Yeah.
astronaut.
And 5'10".
And
Yeah.
5'10", perfect 10. Although I still, whenever I hear about like we're gonna send a group of people to Mars, I'm like I would definitely go if someone asked me or if I could apply. What else am I doing? Why the fuck would I not go to Mars?
I would.
You're like,
in a
oh, you might go and
heartbeat.
die. Well, I'm gonna die on this planet. Who gives a shit? I'll at least get to be like, oh, Mars was nice.
Yeah, if I get the option, that's what I do. I'll die for Mars.
Bury me on Mars.
We should have sent a poet, but we don't have any poets. But we got a sketch comedian. Yeah, that's fine too.
What if Mars ate ass? Frankie, was there?
No, because I majored in television, and I don't have any other skills. Truly, like I really don't know what else I'm
What
good
about
at.
fashion?
No, and I'm very bad at that. I guess I could have been a lawyer, according to my mom. I really don't know. I used to work at like a breast implant company. They make Botox and breast implants. Yes.
You have to elaborate on this.
Trapp
Okay.
likes medical engineering, so that.
Oh, here we are. Yeah, I was like in charge of filing. It was a temp job, but like I could have worked my way up, I guess, and sold breast implants to people, to
You're
doctors.
a salesman.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I would have been very bad. But yeah, so I don't know.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
Boobies, right?
Yeah.
I'd be a booby seller,
We all love 'em.
probably.
Yeah, that old classic tale, you know. If TV didn't work out, I'd sell boobs door to door.
This is like Howard Stern.
Yeah.
This really is like Howard
Yeah.
Stern.
Yeah.
And
I
with
keep
that,
thinking of the episode of Howard Stern where they blow into the thing and the woman gets an orgasm on her speaker. Do you guys, or it's not an episode, it's in the movie. Do you guys remember the movie Private Parts? Paul Giamatti,
I never
Howard
saw it.
Stern. So in one
saw
of
it.
them, he has a woman sit on a speaker and blows into it from his radio station and gives her an
because
orgasm.
with the vibrations.
Yeah, you could do that to someone on their laptop right now.
There's a all right, everyone.
No.
Everyone sit on your weapons.
No.
Okay, no.
Hey now.
Grant, what would you have done if you weren't doing this?
If I weren't trying
If you
to
weren't
make
doing
someone
whatever
come with
this
their
is.
woofer
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now. I was always thinking about medical school.
Okay.
In fact, during college, I got a job cleaning operating rooms after surgery. Just
Disgusting.
to get some hospital experience, and I would have been a poor doctor. They have to know too many things. They have to have skills that are demonstrable in that they save lives, and I'm more verbal than most doctors are allowed to be.
But you could have been the second funniest person at Johns Hopkins.
And with that, I think we're about out of time.
Thank
Sorry.
Sorry.
Frankie loved it.
No, I had a
Frankie
great time.
loved every
This is so
second
good.
of
This is so good.
But we want to thank you guys for watching. Make sure you are subscribed to Dropout, where you can get this podcast early. If you're watching us on CH2, you're a cheapskate and you're wasting our time. We're not interested.
No, those
We're
are
not
my favorite
interested. You
people.
guys aren't welcome. No, our favorite people are the ones who subscribe to Dropout.
Oh, right. Oh, fuck. Yes,
On
yes,
Dropout,
yes.
you can chat with us on this exclusive Dropout Discord, where you can leave us Q&A questions that we might answer on this podcast, or hell, we might just answer it in the moment. There's a whole channel to Ask the Cast. But thank you guys so much, and have a lovely evening. Hey, it's Grant from College Humor. Click here to subscribe to the channel. Click here for more fun stuff. And sorry, guys, it feels like I'm out. Am I out? Because I can see the top of the camera, so it's. Is this better? All right, it feels worse. Okay. Thanks for watching.